All right, guys, welcome to CarlCon 2024. I'm Vincent Curkov, and with me today is
I'm Carl.
Carl of CarlCon.
That's right. That's right.
And so CarlCon has wrapped, and we're recording these after the fact. We recorded 5 games for you guys. Hopefully, if nothing goes wrong, we will have all 5 games commentated out for you. But I thought it was fun. It'd be fun to bring Carl on for this first one. And
Oh, and it's much appreciated.
yeah, absolutely. And I know we're still kind of planning CarlCon 2025, and we're still in the very early stages, but the hope is that we are going to be going to 64 players. So if you want to come and play on the 5 amazing boards we're going to show off in this series, you should watch out for that because
And
it's going to be
and
awesome.
I'm always working on new ones
Yeah,
too, so it should
absolutely.
be a good time.
Yeah. All right. So in this matchup, we have got Jacob Frelinger on the left and Tyson on the right. Tyson of LVO fame, Frelinger of custom MCP dice fame. I believe he finally named his dice as Pineapple Probabilities.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
got a
know.
great logo. It's
Yeah,
really fun.
it is. But he makes the custom dice for CarlCon and for Second Wind. And I think we're going to be showing off his new stream dice he made for this game, where they're how much bigger are they? Did he say than normal MCP dice? They're
I think they're
huge.
like 1 3/4 size, but they really pop on the screen, so they're quite bigger. Yeah,
All right,
they're
so
they're pretty cool.
Frelinger is bringing Web Warriors, and Tyson has Cabal.
Yep. Tyson
Fre-
has priority,
yeah, and
and it's looking
our
like it's a researcher and scoundrels today. So that should be a lot of points on the board, but a big fight down the middle.
mhm. And then Frelinger's list is Black Cat, Gwen, Baron Zemo, Miles, Spectacular Spider-Man, with TTCs being All Webbed Up, Masked Menace, Spider Trekker, Patch Up, Brace, while Tyson has Red Skull 3, Zemo, Ms. Thanos, which is Mind Space Thanos,
As opposed to Senor
is
Thanos,
Senor
right?
Thanos,
Yep.
the more common Senor Thanos. And then Tyson has Brace, Dark Rain, I Am a Baron, Recalibration Matrix, and Cosmic Obliteration. These are both pretty standard lists that are,
Yeah,
I think,
this is
considered the
definitely
two
the game
best
plan.
lists in the game at 15, or two of the best lists in the game at 15.
That's probably true. I mean, maybe challenged by the new Asgard, but yeah, these are right up there.
Yeah, I think if we made like a top 5, both of these rosters would be in that top 5,
No doubt.
alongside Asgard, which I think kind of make the things that the other lists kind of build around.
Yep, for sure.
Uh,
Yeah, and these are taking your four. Fellinger's taking the 4 webs you always want. That's the both Spider-Man, Black Cat, and Gwen, and then dropped in Zemo because Zemo's silly these days. With
mhm.
17 Zemos at CarlCon, I think there was just a few here, right? It was insane how many Zemos we ended up with.
It was, yeah, it was.
Um,
It's a wild stat.
it's a wild. It's insane.
Mhm.
And then Thanos, which has always been the thorn in my side in MCP, is Thanos is always a problem for me. So we'll see how they play this out.
Yeah, Thanos has always been a problem, and like, I think he's just becoming more of a problem as we're getting new, better shells to
Hmm.
have him with, because he wasn't as popular until Guardians got the rework.
Agreed.
Yeah, 'cause once they got reworked, all of a sudden, like playing really big stuff was really strong in
I
that
see him a
faction.
lot in Wakanda. We see him in Guardians. We see him in Cabal, and those 3 homes are just brutal.
Hmm. And then, not to mention his own faction, which, while not very strong right now, is also still like pretty good because
Legit.
it has
Yeah,
Thanos in it.
especially at 16. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So is that his Peter Parker?
That's
Man,
his
he's got
that's his
these
Miles
bright.
Morales.
Okay, that's his Miles on the
Yeah,
left.
it's
Cool.
got
Um,
his Peter Parker is on the bottom here. The character he's activating now. So we
the,
had
the the
Miles.
Venom part is green. I see. Okay.
Mhm. Yes, we had Miles taking the top left scoundrel with Spectacular now taking the bottom left. Tyson passed in between because why would you? Why would you do anything
Yeah, you
as
just
three
keep
white Thanos?
milling around. I think I would play these two Spider-Men back a little bit more, especially the Miles, so that I can't get reeled in.
So I
Um,
think you can get reeled in no matter what, regardless
I
of where
just
you
want to make
stand
it
on this
harder.
point. I'm not sure it actually meaningfully makes it harder. I think it's still
Oh,
teleport
that's fair.
walk, no matter where you're standing on the point.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
I'm struggling to come up with a good reason to be far forward. Maybe he just wants to be as threatening onto the researcher as possible.
That tracks. Oh yeah, because it's mind. See, I keep being used to playing Senor. So yeah, there is no meaningful difference here because he can just mind you in as well. Okay.
Yeah, so like if he gets a hold of you, there's nowhere you could be in pull of Thanos and not be in punch range because he'll pull you to mind.
Yep. 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 That's what I was thinking when I made my first comment.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
And the reason he's on mind Thanos here is because with his Red Skull leadership, he's almost senior Thanos. He's like
Yep.
really close. He's
Yep.
not as tanky, but he's does about as much damage.
Which into webs, you don't need the tankiness. I know it's a choice through the whole event, but into this matchup, this is probably a lot better.
Yeah, you'd much rather have mind. Also, it's not as relevant here because this team's not going to flip Thanos.
Right.
But when Thanos flips, when he doesn't have mind, or when he loses Cosmic Portal, he's way less scary if he's senior Thanos.
Yes.
But if he still has mind, he's still displacing one thing every single turn plus whatever he does, and it's just like character's strong, man. They need to fix Space
Yep.
Stone. God.
Yes, sir.
All right. So Thanos walks up here. He's spacing over to Miles. I
Yep.
think we're going to see him mind Miles in here and give him a punch.
Yep.
And that's exactly what's happening. Walking up.
Walking in.
Nice big puncherino. All right. Now we get to find out if I've timed the dice trace correctly. Are you ready?
Let's see. Let's see. It's looking good so far.
It is looking good. Let's go.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. Oh, and look how big those dice are.
Oh
And
my
ooh, Thanos got the wild.
gosh.
Ooh.
It's the 5 hits out of Thanos.
Oh, brutal. I think Fellinger's re-rolling to see if he can save some damage. Just re-rolls one, it looks like.
So one
And now
block
he
picked up
spider
there.
senses.
Blocking 2.
Yep. And he's gonna get thumped and pushed, thrown probably
He's gonna
into
be
the
left
dinosaur
on.
lake.
If he can find a contact point, he'll leave him on 1, which is still like, I mean, this could have been way worse.
Yes. Miles being somewhat alive is good.
Well, especially because I don't think if he takes the throw here, he can't really reel him into other stuff.
Right. We get a lot of Tyson head here.
Yeah. So while we have Tyson head and they resolve this, you want to explain your thoughts or the theme of this board? Because we got dinosaurs, I see, but like dinosaurs in Marvel, that's not a thing.
So this is a Savage Land board, and really this came out of Eric telling me, "Hey, you're building a new board." It's my friend Eric that does all the Defenders portals, and he says, "I want to throw a dinosaur." That's all he told me. So this is a mix of some 3D prints, as you can see, kind of the dinosaur bones, kind of a Savage Land idea, but also a trip, more importantly, to the thrift store. And so 4 of these dinosaurs are all just thrift store finds that I've kind of changed up into being terrain. And my favorite being the taco holder that is the Brontosaurus in the lake that I chopped up and made into a size 4 lake that you can throw. So
He's
people always
one
ask
of
me,
those like he's like an animal that is like a for fun kids and it holds like a single
Yep.
hard shell taco.
yes.
That's ridiculous.
It's so people always ask me like, where did you, how did you make your boards? And I'm like, every board is a mix of all kinds of different things. Like this is foam and thrifting and resin and 3D prints and all those sorts of things. So yeah, I just have a lot of fun kind of making it pop. And I always start with at least a map or an idea and saying, hey, how can I make this map and how can I find terrain that works for what I'm looking for? So yeah, this is the Savage Land and have some fun throwing dinosaurs. But I also think through too with this lake, I made sure that like a large base model can fit on that lake, so that you do have things you can stand on, and
Hmm.
we'd move it around in the event so that you actually have terrain that's interactable rather than just an obstacle. So
Yeah,
there's definitely thinking going into that.
that's always the toughest with like the really
Yes.
cool looking boards is often they're like completely unplayable.
Yes.
Like I know that was really the case. Like every year at what was the big War Machine tournament? Was it Lock and Load or War Machine
Arsenal,
Weekend?
probably.
That they had
Tyson
some
does some cool ones at LVO as well.
they had some like insane board where it'd be like the gates of a city or some kind of clockwork monstrosity that everybody's playing on. And then the finals would be played on that board, and it would just be like such a problem because like the board was fundamentally like a display piece and not meant for play. Where, especially in War Machine, you really wanted 2D terrain.
Right. So I definitely strive to not do that because I want this to be playable and then have a theme. So I'm not looking for a display piece. I'm just looking for something different than the standard set because I do think I love the standard terrain with
Mm-hmm.
Marvel, but everybody's got it. So let's do something different.
Yeah,
And so I want playability and different looks. That's my game plan.
nice. And also like when you do use, I don't know if we're going to see it in this set of things, but you can see it in the last NorCal video. But
Hmm.
like even when you do use the standard stuff, like the Sanctum Sanctorum, you like converted it heavily. It's like taken over by Shumagorath. It looks incredible. It's got like
I
tentacles
appreciate
coming
that.
out of it in the eye, and it looks so good.
I have a one where I use the apartment building, and I actually measured so that I marked the D location on the board, and if you put it on my specific map on the right spot, you now know right where the objective is. It's pre-marked so that it's all thought through. So those are the kinds of things I appreciate the modding too, but sometimes it's also about no, this piece needs to be here, and now it's a pain in the butt to play around
Mm-hmm.
because it should be sometimes, but it's actually still playable. So
Yeah.
there's a mix here.
All right. So catching everybody up. So Miles got thrown into that size 4 taco terrain. Lived on one. Black Cat walked to the top right scoundrel, and now we've got Red Skull moving up. Looks like Tyson is taking some power from Thanos for something. I
Maybe to
think
teleport
I
Thanos. He
think he's
wants to
going to
put Thanos
teleport
on the
Zemo
resource
up
grid?
because he was very careful to stay within 2 of
Oh,
Zemo.
got it.
So I think that's what was going on here. Because I was like,
Yep.
I don't know why you want to be in the reroll bubble way back there where it's not relevant. All right, so that's exactly what we got happening. So
Yep. That's the scalpel power or whatever it's called now.
we're gonna have some Zemo pressure up here, as well as kind of putting him in a place where his aura is going to be relevant immediately.
Yeah.
I like this play. It sucks that Zemo doesn't have a second power, but he does have I Am a Baron. He could have a turn 1 charge if he wanted.
Yep. I think that's another reason why Zemo is so much more popular now is Iron Baron really enables him. It's not an
Mm-hmm.
always card, but like he's always been good, but now he just gets a bump when you have an extra tactics card slot.
And the card is
Um,
so flexible and
yes.
strong. Like, I think that card could be any one of its specific modes.
I've
And
only ever used the first two, but they're still incredible.
what is does the other one do? Condition removal? What does the other one do?
I don't even remember. That's the problem. So it's healing, it's
It's
power,
healing
and what's
power
the third one?
and
I'm gonna look it up. It's so modify dice. So he's already modifying all the dice, so he can re-roll as many number of dice as he can
is equal to the attack
as
round.
the round.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
probably for the other Zemo.
yeah, agreed. Yeah, so the other two are power and damage removal.
But still, like those cards are that card's if it was either of those 2-second modes, like
Yeah,
when Zemo ends up getting like patched up for 4 and then you do 3 to him and then he's like, I am a Baron for another 3 and you're
yep,
kill me.
yep, yep. I get a giggle out of when people use the terrain as intended. So Fellinger put inside the rib cage of the dinosaur and on the objective, and that's exactly what I want. I think it's fantastic. So,
All right. So this is Gwen he put up there.
yep,
I don't love
yeah, I
this.
would have. I'd have
She's in
put
quite a
her
bit of
on the
danger.
northwest scoundrels where I would have put
Yeah,
her.
I would have gone and made a scoundrel play and then just run your because like his Zemo's going to be on the point. Just put your Zemo
Yep,
on the point.
Yep.
Yeah, you're not likely to live, but like at least you could have your defensive tech up against if he wants to activate Thanos early. I don't think Red Skull's
Yeah, it could
super
actually
likely to get it
save him
done.
miles too.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think he's going to have a hard time both killing Miles and killing Zemo Baron at the top of the turn.
Yep.
But this Gwen seems like a pretty large overextension. But it looks like he's not going to take it. It looks like he's just going to concede the researcher here. And he's going to make a play for
Yeah.
Miles.
Yep. He wants Bloodbath.
I see why you're jumping on this, because this is a chance to top of next turn take Miles off the table.
Which is huge, because not only is it about the leadership, which I think is what people, usually think is the problem or why they want to take out Miles, but actually he is kind of the key piece to making Web Warriors work. His place, his steal, his kick, he's usually your damage output.
Yeah.
He really is the linchpin for Web Warriors.
Yeah, really uses all webbed up really, really well. Like, he's one of the best threes in the game, and he's the leader of your faction carrying a very good leadership. So the ability, and like Thanos is pretty good to kill Miles through any tech here, standing in the bubble, and he might get some free splashes into Black Cat there.
Yep.
I guess Zemo also, depending on how this goes, Zemo might be pretty good to kill Miles as well.
The other problem is that actually really disables your Zemo more than anybody else, because part of Zemo's power in Web Warriors is those unlock skulls.
Mm-hmm.
And Master Swordsman with that says basically, I'm going to hit you 5 times, is kind of what that told me. If you pay the 2 power, and without that unlock skulls, that probability goes down pretty hard.
Yeah. So he gets him there.
Yep.
And it looks like he just took the walk attack. He didn't take the charge. So
makes sense. He wants to save the power to Master Swordsman next turn, I think.
Mm-hmm. And I actually do think you open it with Zemo next turn and try to kill him, because Death's decreeing a Master Swordsman here.
Sounds horrible.
Seems really good. What did I say his cards were? We've got All Webbed Up, Masked Menace, Spider Tracker, Patch Up, Brace. So no sack, no redirect. Like, he just has to take it. He's just going to lose his Miles.
Yeah.
I think Frellinger's in some early trouble here, even winning the Researcher turn 1.
Agreed.
And maybe, like, I don't know, winning the Researcher turn 1 for Webbs is a huge deal.
Yeah, but losing, I think putting that pressure on the Miles is big.
Okay, if he puts Zemo up here on the top left point and puts Miles in the aura,
I like it.
I think that makes the Zemo start like a lot harder. That's Miles with 4 rerolls unlocked, or skulls aren't unlocked though. So
skulls aren't unlocked. It's a good chance at 3 blocks.
I was already thinking of it as Invaders, where when you're within
Invaders,
2.
right?
Invaders has broken my brain.
There's a flip Miles. I will say, Jacob and I were brainstorming on his list quite a bit. So this is a newer affiliation for him. He's been known to play a lot more criminals. But I think the webs are going to be really good for his play style. So this is a new outing for him with webs.
Yeah, it's like a more proactive criminals, especially because he was so Kingpin focused. Like, he hasn't played a lot of the other two. But that's a 5-0 start for webs.
That's a nice start.
Oh, and he's pushing it forward. I do not love this.
No, you take it back. Yeah.
I mean, I think if you were in a more dominant position damage-wise, like if your Miles wasn't flipped, you could try to push it forward. And if you're going to push it forward, you got to push it forward somewhere where you threaten to put it on his researcher point the next turn. It's going to go way
I'd have
forward.
been bringing it closer toward Pete and saying, hey, actually, this is going to be Pete's point. He's going to score 3.
Move it towards Pete. Try to pull it away from the fight.
Yep.
Like, if he's going to commit 3 models hard to the top of this screen, like, he's got to move the objectives away from it. All right, we got Master Swordsman Death Decree coming out here.
Ew. My nightmares.
Yeah, and he's got nothing but his 4 rerolls to protect him here. Just no fallback, no No sacrifice, nothing. Oh, the crit
Oh, and
helps,
there's
though.
crit.
Crit's a good start.
Crit helps the math.
Oh, crit into a confirmed shield.
Shield.
Oh,
Yep.
but the Zemo start is also very strong with 5 to start.
Yeah. 4 to start, right?
Uh,
Oh, the skull's probably a crit, so that's probably 5. Yeah.
uh, he actually can't explode this crit here.
Oh, because you have to have the power first, right?
No, you don't need to have the power. It's got to be the initial roll, though.
Oh, got it. It's not like reality.
I think.
I think they're checking that rule anyway.
Yeah, I think they're getting it wrong, though.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it is part of the initial roll.
Oh, that's part of so 6, 8. Yeah, +2. That's the initial roll. He hasn't re-rolled yet.
No.
Oh no,
Okay.
it's 5.
No, they're saying it's he exploded into the skull. He's not allowed to explode that. Well, hopefully that doesn't matter. All right, and they're doing this off dice cam, classic.
Hey,
but they're
it's all
adding
new.
it back in.
I like
So
that actually.
7
That's pretty
to
cool.
2 blocks. All right. All right. Spider Sense is
like a
coming in here.
lightsaber
Got
token
another
he's
one.
using?
So 3 blocks.
Okay.
Oh, and he's forgetting his Zemo reroll. No, Frelinger. What?
No.
Miles lives on 1. Should live on 2, but we'll see if it matters.
Unlikely.
Steel Rush Master Sword's been coming here because of the extra power.
Yeah, and that's where things get real scary. Although we can't
Oh
pop
no,
another skull, which is
because
good.
he's taking the power off. So
Oh, right.
from the leadership, so he doesn't have
He's
both.
both 3 right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Master Swordsman builder, not a Steel Rush.
Yeah, not the Steel Rush.
All right.
So 5 die reroll. Any. Come on, Miles. You can do it, buddy.
Ooh, crit start.
The crit
Oh
for
god.
Miles. Oh,
The freaking
boy.
Zemo roll though. The Zemo roll's really good.
Yes.
I don't
it's
know. Would you
really
play the
good.
game without your captain or without your leader if you just started up 5 VPs? I think I might, especially if my leader's a
Yes.
3 threat.
There's a debate there. Although the problem is it's not about the leader. It's about him being such a good model for the team.
Yeah.
Like if you put that leadership, just say I don't have a leadership, sure. But Miles is so important for webs.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. But 5 VPs. 5 VPs up as webs.
Yeah, it's compelling. Oof. All right. How do we unpack this from here then? I think you've got to... Black Cat's got to stagger the Thanos and then get out of the back and evacuate that point so she didn't die.
Yep. So it looks like we got Troublemaker coming into Thanos. I think, you go into Thanos and then you rotate away if you can.
Yes.
Hopefully hit the elusive and then either walk to the researcher. Ugh!
No elusive.
Oh God, Tyson does not know how his leadership works. He just exploded he just exploded a skull with the skull leadership.
Doesn't matter here, but it may.
I mean, it actually just actively hurts him for.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna rotate down or to the back towards his side.
Which is reasonable
because he didn't hit the thing. I think that makes sense. I don't think you can get to the researcher, and also you can't get there, and also this actually gets her out of threat. Like he has to do something to get her. Hopefully Gwen doesn't die to this single attack and gets a million power.
That's the next one I'm scared of.
Go move Skull somewhere.
You got to go Gwen late, but you want her to live. It's kind of the puzzle of Gwen. Because she gets to effectively steal all your secures. That's kind of the way I always think of her, is it's all stealing.
Well, the plus side is if he can hold Spectacular for last year, he should just have the researcher.
That's true. That's a good call.
Also,
Yeah, so
if he
maybe.
could hold Gwen for last, he probably could have just have the researcher as well.
But I like the Pete going last because she needs to get out of there. So if she can live through this, she can move the Zemo off the point and then get maybe to another scoundrel
Yeah,
to be safe.
like Frelinger took some big hits, but the score lead is a big deal, and he's in a race. He is
Yep.
racing the attrition essentially. He's trying to get to 16 before the attrition makes it so he can't.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I like that. Hopefully she lives through that crunch from a Thanos. But it's also not reality. So, well, it's kind of reality because the point, the
Yeah,
power.
it's kind of reality.
Yeah. It's a pseudo reality. It's might as well
It's
be. And there's
reality,
a
but it
Zemo
costs a
reroll there.
power, and you can pay the power afterwards.
Yep.
Yeah, leadership's real strong.
Yeah. We get a fun Red Skull mod there that I've seen before.
Oh yeah, so Tyson didn't have his Red Skull. Was he had brought Red Skull 1 and a 3D printed Red Skull with him, I believe. So he didn't have an actual Red Skull 3. So they were like, any Red Skull 3s? And I was like, well, I have one that's been to the beach.
So
Yeah.
this will be news for you, but I'll be posting the next couple days about a new competition for the TTS server,
Oh,
and we are doing a painting competition. We don't have the
exciting.
date set yet, and anybody that wants to submit models that they have painted that they really like and are willing to take the photos, which we'll have a tutorial for. The winners, the top 3 models, will be added to the mod as alt sculpts
Oh, boy. Do I have to be
for the
playing in the
mod.
league to enter?
You don't have to play in the league to enter. They can just be
Oh,
part of the mod. We'll run it all on the TTS server. So expect, as of recording this day, probably in the next week, we'll have the details out. And should be fun for people to have another way to interact with the mod. Because it isn't all about the league. It's about community in different ways. So um, this is hopefully will feed into all kinds of communities on how to play the game or how to interact with the mod and have fun with it.
it's exciting. I've got some stuff I would love to put in the mod.
We're only taking the top 3, but yep, we'll see how it goes. Maybe something we'll do on a regular basis too. We'll see.
All right. So it looks like Zemo
Zemo
was
got out of
mined. I think he got
town. Oh,
mined. He
mine.
mind gemmed him away. And now
Okay.
he's going to go try to put his Thanos on the point.
Zemo's on 2 powers, so he can get back into the game, but that basically says he's only going to get to attack once. That's what that looks like it's
I
saying.
think him like walk charging the other Zemo is like totally
It's
fine.
fine. Fully agree. Now I think we're getting a punch into Gwen.
Also, I think if Gwen lives here, her being able to pull Zemo towards the other Zemo. Oh, I love that death roll out of Gwen. Oh no, 3 crits
Oh
on the other side.
no.
3 crits, 4 with the skull. Oh god, 4 crits. Oh no. Yeah, Gwen. Oh god, Gwen rolls 3 blocks to start, but you've got 8 coming in, so these rerolls have got to show up. Yeah. Oh no, he doesn't have rerolls. Miles is dead. She just
Oh
dies.
gosh. She's just dead.
Ah,
That's
that's real bad.
Disaster Town.
Yeah, it's Ashley Disaster Town. God, that feels so bad, especially after you successfully roll
Yeah, that was a
3
great roll,
blocks.
and then he just oh,
He's like, 3 blocks on 3 dice, and he's like, doesn't matter, you're dead anyway. I got 8 dice. I got 8 hits on 6.
that's insane.
The power of skull leadership
Yeah.
and the fairness of Thanos. Now, it is an 8 threat punching a 3 threat. Like
It is right. That's kind of expected.
okay, and then he uses Cosmic Portal to move Spectacular back. I actually think that's legitimately a problem because it makes it tough for him to score the researcher now.
It makes because Pete's on 2 power, so he's gonna walk up.
He has to walk, punch,
Then
throw,
he just
which
has
means
to
he
walk
might not
twice.
be.
He can't shoot once. I
Yeah,
see.
he's either going to hit the elusive or hit the push trigger on the on the gainer. On the impact webbing, I mean.
Yep.
All right, so we got a climb charge onto his Zemo. Contest this point back here.
Makes sense.
It does. I'm a little bit worried about his ability to clear this researcher.
Yeah, I probably would have seen if I could get Zemo onto the researcher, but that's tough. Because he's still got Skull to come onto the researcher, which is...
All right, so thinking about whether he's going to Master Swordsman defensively here.
Yep.
Looks like no.
Tyson's dice have been pretty good. Gets a crit every time.
He's using the Red Skull leadership defensively again. Oh my god. Yep. Leadership does...
It's tough, though, because, you get rules wrong all the time, and you have it in your head wrong. It's like...
Tyson is...
It's not like the judge call.
Is two things, mainly. He is an event runner, and he is a builder of terrain. Right? I think those are like the
Great painter, too.
He's a fantastic painter. He actually judged your painting competition, I believe.
That's right.
He didn't pick me to win. Can you believe that? Gosh, never mind. Get in the comments.
Tyson's actually a very good player too. He just doesn't have the reps. So I remember last year he gave Eric a run for his money, and Eric's one of our best players. And he goes, he knows what he's doing. He just doesn't play a lot. So that's kind of the way I look at Tyson's gameplay.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he was kind of a terror in the War Machine scene, if I recall.
That's what I was told.
I mean, it's also secondhand. I didn't play Tyson at all. But I also, I didn't win round one a lot in War Machine.
Gotcha. Yeah, War Machine wasn't a game for me. I never got into it. But I hear lots of the stories from the old veterans. It's also fun because this is the only game we have Tyson on stream. As the game went on, so we're at a brewery, Tyson just started hollering out to me, "Carl, get me a beer!" And if I had a few minutes, I'd go get a beer in the other room, come back, and we just ran my tab until he paid it for it later. But he had a really good time by round 5.
CarlCon was at Solano Brewing Company out in Vacaville, I believe.
That's right. Yep. And it's in the middle of fields of nothingness. And if you look, you can see the freeway and then farmland all around. And so it's kind of out of the way, but it's still very cool and kind of a fun event.
All right, so we've got Red Skull. I think he moved up here. Maybe he's... Oh, no, I think he might have stole Thanos' power.
Oh, I keep forgetting he can steal power to do that. That makes sense. Because he's on 1 now.
Yeah.
Thanos is out. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's going to shoot the other Zemo? Is that what he's doing?
Yeah, he's shooting Zemo.
And another good roll. Yeesh.
Yikes. Well, here's the thing. When you don't roll the skulls, the other faces are all still good.
Right. Yeah. Who needs skulls? And then the Wild also has something too, right?
Shock.
Let's see. It's Shock. Okay. That's bad on Zemo because he needs to be killing the other Zemo.
Yeah. Yeah, but he is in cover because of scoundrels, so he's only taken 3 here, it looks like.
He's got another shot because he can double tap now.
Yikes. Yikes. This does give Spectacular a chance to win the Researcher, though.
That's true. And that's what I'd be focusing on is...
He's just got to roll the hit Wild. Which is what? Wild's coin flip on 5 dice, so it's 70% of a coin flip, so 35 or something like that.
Yep. Can you walk up? I don't know if a short move from the top end of that scoundrel, that bottom scoundrel, no, it's not enough to get onto the researcher from there.
Jacob tried to counter-strike Skull, but was out of range.
Okay.
Now remembering that he has cover, so actually only taking 2 damage, it looks like.
Good. Round 1, getting kind of the shaking out the rules, remembering how all the game works. Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So in a perfect world, who do you think wins this matchup most of the time?
I think Webbs can pull this off. I do think it's still a very tough one. I think you have to not lose your miles early, which is once again that linchpin of the game. But there's a lot of points here, and I think Webbs can consistently win this.
Yeah.
In if this scenario.
Yeah, I think it's tough being only 3 wide on Scoundrels.
Yep.
I think it being Scoundrels gives Webbs a huge leg up. Like if this was
Yep.
instead like Gamma cubes or Gamma
Even Gamma
spiders.
Scoundrels. Or no, it can't be that. Gamma Spiders, absolutely.
Yeah, like I think the extra cover makes a lot of difference here, and it's still 7 points a turn. Could be as high as 8.
Yeah, people complain about Researcher a lot, and while it's got its own frustrations for me, Gamma is the nightmare for a Webs player, in my opinion. It's just the ability to not go anywhere or making the board now, this tiny sliver.
Tiny sliver or auto points, and like
yes,
part of what keeps Webs are essentially like nothing in their weight class 2 taps them reliably.
right.
Even something like one weight class higher, like there's no 4 threat that like reliably 2 taps a Web Warrior from full. But once they have 1 hit point taken off of them,
Yes,
that math becomes way better.
yeah. Both Spider-Men become easier to daze, and then Black Hat is still harder in my opinion, but it goes down really quick.
Well, yeah, like you're so like she's so hard to chew through her hit points because
Yes.
all right,
Which
so
makes her hit points more valuable. The auto damage is so much more valuable against her. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's get that wild. Or
walking
get
up,
the hit
yeah.
wild.
He needs that hit wild, and he's in the money. I like Freliger's odds if he gets the hit wild here.
Yes. We had a crit.
It's
2
double
crits.
crit, but that's it. His odds are diminishingly quickly.
Then the question is, do you web swing on to deny the point or web swing back
You
to
throw
score?
you throw Thanos away. You make Thanos.
Oh, there you go. Throw him into skull. That's right.
Yeah. You take your free damage. You just get him off of Gwen. Make him have to spend something to get Gwen.
Yep. No, that's even better play.
I mean, like I guess you could hop onto the point and have another power, but like I don't know
why
that.
doesn't matter. Yeah, no, you need the now points and the now lack of attrition coming at you next round. Because that still puts Tyson at 0 points for the turn if he throws Thanos, which is a big deal.
Yeah, for sure. Like it means that he's kind of all in on tabling him.
Yep.
Right. Although Frelinger's only on 1 point here, so actually.
Yeah, but it's 6-0. I don't know.
All right. Going for the throw.
Do the throw.
God, Spectacular is such a fantastically efficient model.
Good. So good.
Just so weird because Peter Parker sucks. I don't like that dude.
No.
Spider-Man's so cool. Peter Parker, eh. Could I have the Spider-Man without the Peter Parker?
Right.
Oh, Tyson gonna play Brace here.
Really? To save the skull? Maybe it's the only throw he's worried about, and he just wants a value there. Value lack of damage.
Oh, did I tell you I learned something new the other day about Brace?
Please tell me.
So Brace just prevents the damage from the collision.
Right.
You can still choose to roll the dice if you want to. The damage is still prevented. So if you were something like Beast or Doc Ock that can get money based on whatever you roll, right? Yep. You can still roll them bones. You still have to play Brace first to prevent the damage.
The card. Yeah, okay.
So after you played the card, you still technically roll the dice, so you can try to get the power back.
I love that spiciness. That's really cool.
Yeah,
I love these little niche rules that you can eke out little bits of value from. Those are fun.
But like, I just never thought of it. Like, why would you ever roll the dice? They can't take damage. Why would I roll the
Right.
dice? But
Yeah,
you
no.
still technically do.
Love it.
So we do have a
All
brace
right.
there. That's going to be the turn. Frelinger scoring 2.
1, right? Just the one top scoundrel.
Why does he have 7 points? Oh,
Maybe
maybe his Zemo's not
We're
on
not
that
on it.
point.
Wait.
His Zemo might not be on that point. That is a very long one.
That's fair. Okay. I
That must
assume
be
that
what's
Tyson
going
played
on.
for it. Yep.
All right, with him on
Okay.
7 and Tyson on 0, I like this a lot more, especially because like Tyson can like what max score 3, 4, 5 in a turn.
He's definitely
Assuming,
aiming for the table.
yeah.
There's no way.
All right, looks like we got a death decree something starting up. He's using this
Death
little like
decree
flare
Zemo.
token that he's got
Yeah,
to
looks.
mark that
Is that
he
the one
owes.
for the
That
commandos?
yeah, I think it's the terrible flare token from the commandos from infiltration. But he's using it to mark that he owes a power. I like that a lot because that's the
I like
hardest
it a
part.
lot.
I'm really terrible at like the delayed trigger nature
Hmm.
of Red Skull leadership every time I've played it. All right, so that's days on Zemo, and then looks like he's going to come walk on the point.
Okay.
Oh, this was a. I think this was a steel rush.
Oh, so that's the movement there. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to do it again now that he doesn't
No,
have
I
cover.
think he's
Oh,
just
no, he's
doing
already
nothing.
dazed. Okay. Yep.
Because he didn't grab power for this, so I assume. Oh, and now he's paying
Yeah,
the
'cause
power for the skull explode.
he had the option then to push into Black Cap. But that seems bad given that you can't re-roll into her. So I think this is good.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think I'd also start with the steel rush. Ah,
Yep.
no, I don't think I would.
I have to think about it.
I think I'd probably start with the Master Swordsman, and then after that, I'd charge on with another Master Swordsman.
That's probably sound. Yeah,
Like
that's
the
probably
the
right.
making power versus the one die is
Mhm.
like whatever. Because now his Zemo is naked, and almost certainly he's going to have to play I Am a Baron next turn if he wants to make impact.
Yep. So where's Fellinger now? Does he get Gwen out of town?
I think I like the walk to the other side of Thanos, pull Skull away from everybody,
Get a billion power.
yeah, pull his Zemo off the point, pull all 3 guys away,
Yep.
and then use your attack and walk back onto the point.
Yeah, that sounds right.
All right.
Yeah,
like
he plays
just,
like right by that big dinosaur, and you can
yeah,
pull
either
all
stand
3
on the
of them.
researcher or actually probably stand on a scoundrel because you need something to happen. Like you risk Skull
Yeah.
can put stuff back, Thanos can put stuff back. We just got to make him pay for it. You
Yep.
can't let him keep putting this power into death decrees. Or maybe you just pull Zemo off and then just like run to the far bottom left point and be like, I've got a Gwen, I'm good. And then just have
then you can
Lifesaver
save your Pete.
for Pete.
Yep.
I don't hate that either. The tempting thing is to make some kind of Black Cat play here.
Yeah, to reduce
kinda-
your output from either Skull or
Yeah,
Thanos.
some kinda-
'Cause Skull's more output than Thanos.
Oh, she doesn't have stagger power.
Kinda.
Never mind. Don't do anything with Black
Oh.
Cat. What am I talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she spent it all last turn.
Yeah, I think
That's
this has
sometimes
gotta
why
be
she needs to get
Gwen.
attacked. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you make a Gwen play here. If he kills Spectacular, it's rough, but at least you have priority.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Spectacular is not super likely to die. Although I guess Skull is actually fairly likely to kill Spectacular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he's got good output.
He can. Well, and he can also pick Mystic attacks.
It doesn't matter against her either way. It's the same.
Well, I mean into Spectacular. If you go with Gwen here
Oh, and
first.
Spectacular. Got it. Yep.
Yeah, he becomes Gwen with no rerolls and Death 3 because you got no miles. I keep doing
he's
the
thinking
math
Black
and being like, oh no, I actually don't have any miles rerolls. I'm super likely to die. I do
Yep.
not like the Black Cat play here. I think this has got to be Gwen.
No, it's got to be. She's too fragile.
Yeah, and Black Cat also, she can make no impact on the board. What, are you going to rotate to the bottom of the map? Like, what? You can do that
Yeah, I
later.
think that's what he's thinking. Yeah, I really like your walk up to that eastern evac point, pull everything, walk to this bottom right scoundrel. That seems really good. Or onto the researcher, probably onto the scoundrel.
Yeah, actually, maybe
Or
pull everybody up. Like,
or
walk.
up. Yeah, that
Yeah,
works
pull
too.
everybody up. Okay,
And
here we
then
go.
walk to
We've
the
got some
scoundrel.
Gwen
Yep.
stuff going. He's pulling
Yep.
here. I actually think maybe the bottom left and protecting Spectacular is probably the way to go.
Okay.
Because you're up on points significantly. Like, you only lose by being tabled. I think the maximum conservative route is the route that is going to win you the game.
Mm-hmm.
And like maybe he
He's
falls
going
for
up
the
there.
like go with Skull, pay for Death's Decree. You get to pull him out of Death's Decree. And it doesn't matter that he can kind of like travel forward for free and shoot him again. He lost Death's Decree.
Right. I think you impact webbing, walk down. That sounds better. Yeah.
I guess you could also pull in Skull and try to daze Skull here.
He's rolling 4s at 6. He's got
We
the
could
2
pull in
swing.
Skull, play all webbed up.
Oh yeah, all webbed up, of course.
Play all webbed up, and then double
I
tap
actually
Skull.
really like that.
It's like unintuitive.
Yep. No, I like that a lot because her output goes up really, really far. I don't like
It
this.
depends so much on how that first attack goes, though, because the first attack makes 2 power. Then you can spender him, and then you're really likely to get him. Although, do you even attempt that?
I don't think you spender. It's usually
think you just
spender
builder,
first, and then yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you don't have
Got
have
power,
spender first.
Yep. Because the dice are
Yeah, just
better.
make
It's got
make
a
a 9
throw,
dice.
but yeah. I don't like this pull.
I don't like this pull on Thanos at all. And if you're gonna make this pull on, I think you make the pull on Skull wherever you're gonna. Ugh.
Yep.
You're pulling him towards Spectacular, who you need to keep alive.
Yeah.
I don't love that. Oh, okay.
Freestyle beat down. He's going
On
all
to
ham
Thanos.
into Thanos.
That's not likely to succeed.
Nope. Gets the throw. 3 successes.
Especially because this Thanos has Reality Gem from the leadership.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So he does.
2.
Okay, so he
Takes
gets
one
one
with
through.
And then
And
throws him into
That's
skull.
not a way.
Yeah. Well, Tyson gets
whatever.
skulls on
Whatever.
defense.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, I don't
people
matter.
weird ways.
Whatever. Who cares?
No. And I think now you book it out of here with Gwen.
Mm-hmm.
Takes 3 on skull.
Yeah.
It's not an yeah. That's the more I'm thinking about it, the more I really liked your pull skull in all webbed up.
Mm-hmm. It's just
Like,
like it's hard to know to
damage
go
output
for
goes
like
down.
the single target all webbed up, but I think you also might like you'd hit everybody.
Yep.
Um,
Zemo being
and
loaded sad.
Black Cat might be able to get an attack on Zemo. When do you play
6
Mass
dice
Menace?
Pierce is great.
does
Mass
it-
Menace I like with it's in the power phase.
Oh, it's in the power phase.
And
Never mind.
yeah.
I like that less.
And I only do that I only do that with like a traditional E. Like Scoundrels, I'm not sure I do it, but I really like it with
being
Dynamo.
on Researcher, I don't hate the inclusion of Mass Menace here.
But
I
it's
don't even-
usually a Dynamo card for me actually. So
That is
just because
it's
it
pretty dumb on Dynamo.
you can end up with a ton of power. Yeah.
Yeah, Dynamo or any kind of beam character.
Yep.
All right. Here comes Thanos. See, I don't like that Gwen play because now you can't
And she's not enough
lifesaver.
power to lifesaver. Yeah.
But it looks like he's going to go after Gwen here, I think. He's minding her in.
Yep.
I guess he's just like he just
Going for
needs.
Gwen is not that bad for
I think
Jacob.
he's just needs to get the kills here.
That's the first meh roll for Tyson. Although
It's still
Jacob's
pretty
still
all
really
right.
bad. Two.
It's still 3 because he's got the
That's three
skulls.
for leadership. Takes 3.
Gwen's very likely dead here.
Yep.
Yeah, and I like ignoring Parker here because Parker's only on 1 power.
Yeah, you don't want to give him power to do all the cool stuff he gets to do. Mm-hmm. That's a dead Gwen, I bet. Yep.
Yeah, that's a dead Gwen. Oh, exploded the skull again.
Oops.
Yuck. I liked it better when we couldn't see the dice. And I had no idea what was going on.
Nah, this is better.
Nah, yeah, I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Gwen dying there, I think pretty likely. I think I like the pick of killing Gwen there. I think you have to do some pretty unintuitive stuff here now to win from Frelinger's spot. I think this has got to be double walk Black Cat onto the researcher.
Yep. And then hope she lives through Skull.
And I think she's pretty likely to. All right, he's portaling Skull onto the point.
The problem is a Skull's got enough to bow or to scalpler, right?
Oh, that is true.
You know, yeah. I still think it's correct getting her in there.
Yeah.
Because Pete's only going to displace one of them, so he's got to get the other model onto that point.
Yeah. Well, Pete's only. He's only.
It's that or Pete tries to kill Skull.
I actually think Pete tries to kill Skull here. I think
Yeah.
you go 5 die, 5 die. If you get lucky,
you'll get the advance and then maybe a throw.
Yeah, you get 2 shots at the advance. If you get the advance, means you get the throw, which means he's just dead even.
Yep.
It means he gets a guy. He gets Thanos off the point. Although maybe if you, I think you attack Skull, throw Thanos in a Skull.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, I like that.
And then if Pete hits the trigger, you get on the point.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't, you just double walk Cat onto the point and you tie it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're tied again. He still has no points to your 7.
Yep.
I think you're in serious trouble of like never activating a model again. But also you get to go first. Maybe you just take Skull off the board with like all webbed up.
What is he measuring for? The web line? Interesting.
Maybe he's thinking about running now. Like,
yeah,
like
I don't think that's right.
He's only scoring 2. He can match him at 2.
And what round is this?
So I don't have it on screen, but I believe.
Yeah, I was wondering.
I think this is round 3.
So it'll be round 4.
Because he didn't daze Gwen until 2, right? Because Gwen got put on the middle point, but I don't think she dazed on turn 1, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Because he went after Miles.
Yep.
Yeah,
This
so this has
is
got to be
3.
3. So you just got to not lose all your pieces before then. And I think if Black Cat just stays over there until round 5, like you're pretty likely to have that happen.
That's interesting. But even then, I think you take shots into Skull, because if you wanted to abandon the researcher, you want to get some damage onto him so that you can scuttle over to a scoundrel. I don't think you full run away.
Oh, Red Skull's also half dead.
Yeah. That's why you go.
Yeah, I definitely think you just double.
Because then your
Skull
damage
here.
output, you basically say, this model doesn't get to kill me for a round, which is huge. Because it still might be right to kill him, throw Thanos off the researcher, get away from them. That still might be correct. Not stand on the researcher.
Yeah. You're straight coin flip to kill him without the throw.
Ah.
Yeah, I like
That's
that
cool.
a lot.
Me too. And the throw can be, like you said, Thanos into Skull, which sounds great.
Yeah, if the throws Thanos into Skull, you're in like the 80s to kill him. The
So is
high
that what we're
80s.
doing here?
Oh boy. Oh boy. 4 blocks. Well, that's rough.
Ouch.
Oh, he went for the
The
impact webbing.
surrender. Oh, interesting. That was unexpected.
If I knew he was going to block it all, I don't hate this.
Yeah, it actually kind of, the way the dice went, this is good.
Yeah.
Um,
I still think I would have gone for the other thing, but
I agree.
get a
So
power
you can't.
because you can't throw still. You need to like hit the trigger to get on the point. All right.
So he could do the 5 dice and then throw Thanos off and hope he gets the trigger, and then
Yeah, that seems like that's where
yeah,
he's going.
yeah,
Let's go.
yep, yep. He's got it. Oh yeah,
I'm just rooting for a good game at this point.
absolutely.
All right, 3 hits into nothing. 4 hits. If only Spectacular had the Tony Builder, where,
Yeah,
where he could
yeah.
get power equal to damage dealt or the 1 power.
That'd be so good. That's
He's
what we're
actually
getting for an
spiked
Iron
a
Spider.
significant amount of damage onto Thanos here.
Yeah, that's really good. So then he advances. Does he go toward? I think you go away. I think you go away and then throw
I
Thanos off.
think you maybe think about going away and throwing Thanos into Skull.
I don't think he'll get the. Oh yeah, you will. Yeah, you sure will. Yeah, that's right. I agree.
I think you got to start playing
Grace is
for the
gone.
game going on. Oh yeah, okay. I like this. I think I like
Yep.
this.
Yep. Throw him. Does he know that
I
that
wish he
range
had
is
just
gonna
put
hit?
all of his attacks in the Skull, but
Yeah. No, this is fine.
did
Who
he
cares
already?
if you give up priority?
Okay. Yep.
He spent.
No, sorry. Did they mark the damage on Thanos? I think they did. Right? With
Yeah.
damage,
There's
he
a
was
4 damage.
he only
on
took 1. Yeah, before.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
good
that's
block
a good
roll.
dodge.
It's gonna leave Skull on 2, I think. So he blocks
Yep.
2 out of 4, takes 2. No, leaves him on 1.
2. Yeah. Leaves him on 1, which means he'll get the researcher back and maybe even likely a shot
Well,
into
I mean, you
Pete.
can go stop the research if you want. Like, you have last activation still.
Oh, because he still has Black Cat.
You still got Black Cat. Yeah. Like, you still don't
Which I
have
think you
Prio.
do.
Yeah, so you can still, like, walk Black Cat and tie the researcher if that's what you want to do. I think it's a little risky putting her next to Thanos like that.
Yeah.
Is she no rerolls or no crits and no rerolls?
No crits and no rerolls.
God, what a model.
Well, she's the tank. Yeah.
What
So
a
if
lady.
anybody's gonna live, it's her, right? The leadership is half as effective, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they're debating that now, saying not modifying it, it's treat as, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
God, I hate the way they word that.
I think it makes sense because
For what they want.
yeah, it's like the cube altering reality or whatever. I think it works for the reality gem the best as a mechanic. Like capturing the thing. No, you just look down at it is a crit.
Right.
God,
What kind of
Red Skull is
shenanigans
such
is
an absolute spider web of awful rulings and roughly written rules that it makes him hard to understand.
But he's also legitimately good once you understand like the kit. Like there's so many cool things you can do with him. Like he can get him put Zemo back on a point. I mean, Zemo. This is kind of like having another space gem. Is I can just move everybody around.
Yeah, so he's going to teleport himself onto the researcher. This is why I think it's so important that Spectacular backed up because he has cover now.
Agreed.
And like having cover is going to be a huge deal here.
Debating the types.
Okay. Oh, Frelinger volunteering that Skull can switch to Mystic on his builder. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Tyson is saying he's got 1,000,000 power, so he's just gonna spend the thing.
The reality bows.
Mm-hmm. Did Thanos really
Yeah.
have 7 power on him? Okay.
That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
It is very good. Classic Red Skull dice.
I missed Fellinger's roll.
Yeah, he's rolling them in the tray and then just immediately taking them out of the tray.
Yep. We'll hope next time for a little bit of help for the streamers. Some instructions.
All right, lives on 1.
Nice, but he's got another shot because that was
does have another shot.
Reshape the world. Or what's it
called? I mean, I think you want Spectacular to live here just so that he gets to like last longer into the game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, him living here, it gives basically gives you a whole other round as a Web Warrior.
All right, so he actually only took 3 damage there because he's remembering cover late again. And spendering again.
Ouch.
Yikes. Oof. Another 3 crits.
Fellinger as well. Tyson's dice have been monstrous. It's a dazed Pete.
All right, so kills Spectacular.
Yep.
I think you just let him have the Researcher here.
Yeah, because you can't put yourself.
Walk up and you try to soften Zemo with an attack.
Agreed.
So that way your Zemo can hopefully kill him. And
well, and then you have power to do stuff next turn. Yeah.
God, freaking. He didn't activate. Oh, he did activate Gwen. No, he didn't activate Miles, and he didn't activate Zemo. How does he not have priority?
Oh,
because that's 3 models. He's 2 models up. Yeah, never mind. Duh.
Playing tall and
yeah, playing tall is a fair thing. Yeah, I think you just walk up here and you just bob Zemo and you hope for the best.
Yep. That's exactly what you do.
Because if you put him low enough, he just can't go after your Zemo.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the situation that probably loses you the game, is if he one taps your Zemo or if he kills your Zemo.
Yeah, and having the attack back if he doesn't one tap him. Yep.
Yeah. I think Spectacular's in a good spot to try to kill Red Skull if he doesn't activate Red Skull.
She got 2 in the Pierce.
1 in Bleed. All right.
It seems fine, actually.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 life left on Zemo. Actually, could be way worse.
Better than dazing him here. If she spiked, it's kind of worse. So, because you want to take the activation away for the damage output.
You do. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if 1 damage is better than the daze. I think 1 damage is kind of the same.
Yeah,
you got 2 good threats going on here. You have Spectacular, who really is threatening Skull. Skull's got 2 health left. And Spectacular is on, 6 power or something like that? 5 or 6 power?
5 on Spectacular, yep.
I don't know if they've done the power phase yet, but he's on 5 or 6 power.
6.
Yeah, so he's on 6. Swing over, throw Thanos into Skull. Or I would probably just builder Skull and then throw Thanos away or Thanos into Zemo.
But I think if I'm Tyson, I'm going after the Zemo because he's the most output.
Yeah, and especially because your Zemo will die to his Zemo.
That's right.
And also, you can potentially I am a Baron here.
Oh,
which is what he just did. I think he just played I am a Baron.
Oh, but he did it for power.
He did it for power. I'm a little bit surprised by that.
Um,
I mean, he's only on 2 power, so like his likelihood to kill the opponent's Zemo is pretty low.
that's
And there's
fair because
there's
now
not
he
a
can
lot
charge
of
in
threat
Master Swordsman.
if he doesn't get there. Oh, he's going for the
Yeah.
spender here. I don't like that.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I think this should
Because you
be a
want to get rid of
charge
the
onto the
cover.
point, and
Mhm.
maybe he thinks
Master
that
Swordsman.
Spider Tracker works on any ally.
Oh, any movement rather than just a move action.
No, I mean that
Oh,
Zemo
any
could
ally.
that
Yeah.
Zemo could play Spider Tracker
Gotcha.
because that's the reason I would take this line.
Right.
Uh, it sounded like Jacob announced Master Swordsman back, which he can't do.
Mm-mm.
God, the skull leadership is so good on Zemo because it also negates his first skull.
It's so good. And then that crit that you roll is likely to be re-rolled with Master Swordsman, and it just keeps
Yeah, just like
that snowball going.
just keeps churning out of control. I think I don't know if the Zemo thing is correct.
Going after Zemo?
I think I would have gone with Skull now that I really dig into it, because like
Okay.
uh, Red Skull, I think is fairly with Death's Decree is fairly likely to get
Mm.
spectacular.
Oh, that's yeah. But,
And if you get him,
that
Skull is safe.
cover.
And then Thanos is already in position to go mess with the top of the board and try to clean up there.
Means you lose your Zemo, but is that big of a deal? Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, because it's also a good chance to remove Pete from the board rather than just a daze. So yeah, I think you're right now.
And I think it's
Yeah,
unclear that how much output Spectacular has here if he wants it, because he could also all webbed up if he wanted
wall
to.
whipped up.
He could like
Yeah,
swing all webbed up, throw
that's what I was thinking.
Thanos into Red Skull, and then all of a sudden you might like just die. You might lose both. Like having him Thanos 8 on the front, right?
Yes,
So yeah, like I don't
he's
think two
opening.
sevens is terribly likely to kill Thanos. Oh, they've remembered to move the researcher.
Uh
That
oh,
kind of changes stuff.
that changes it.
I don't know. I don't think it
Not
changes the
enough
line you
though.
have to take, but yeah, I think this is swing Parker.
Wiped up.
Maybe all webbed up, maybe not. Although, like, because of his
I think you all
flat
wiped up.
builder. Well, because if you swing all webbed up, you have 1 power.
Yep,
So
and
then
then you're gonna punch twice
you punch twice, which means
and
like
throw.
it means that you have to make the hard decision of are you going for the double days right off the bat or are you not?
Gotcha. It does kind of set that problem up. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I think so. You have to daze skull here. Going for Thanos doesn't seem so great.
No, I
But
think you hold all webbed up. I think you swing. Uh, I think you swing, throw Thanos into a Red Skull, and see what happens.
that's interesting.
And then, like, if it kills him, I think you just walk away. You just double walk away
Right.
and go. I'll go 2-2 with you. That's fine.
Oh, that's an interesting line. Yeah, because I think I would have swung in all whipped up, gone for skull, and then if I kill him a one shot, I take a pot shot into Thanos, which maybe that's not the best line.
Because Skull's on 2 here, right? Like, I don't think
Yeah,
one
Skull's
attack into
dying.
Thanos does anything, right? So, like,
Yep. Even all webbed up. Yeah, 7 die is not great. He's taken 4. Still has 4 more. Yeah.
yeah, your odds to do 4 to Thanos, they are a coin flip. That's a lot better than I thought I was.
It's the coin flip to daze him, a 7 die.
2 sevens.
Oh, you are on the researcher if you swing in. Okay.
Oh,
I was
okay.
thinking you weren't. So that's yeah, that
I think you
changes
got to
it a
be
little bit.
careful here, though. Yeah, maybe you just go for it because, like, I think if you
think you
get Thanos and Skull, it's just over.
Yep.
But the other problem
And
is
he
that no, because the problem is that you can't get Thanos and Skull. There's no world because you need Exaxes.
Oh, sure.
because you have to be able to throw Thanos, but Thanos can't die to the throw. So like, there's no world where you
Then you
both
have an
throw
exact
Thanos into
shot.
Skull and you kill Thanos.
Okay.
Okay, he's going
Here's
for
the,
all
here it
webbed
goes.
up. Yeah, maybe you just take your Red Skull days here and you see what you can do to Thanos and maybe throw him away.
Yeah, that's probably what I was thinking, which may not be the right line. It's interesting. You're right, because it's exact. Yeah, because you have to have the 2 attacks to get the throw. So therefore, you're punching skull. Yeah, that seems all bad.
I think now, having mathed it all out, I think you put both of them into Thanos and then you throw the thing into Skull, and if nothing comes up your way, like it just is what it is.
Yeah, both into Thanos is interesting. Yeah.
Because it's what, 4 flat damage into Def 4.
Yeah.
77% to kill Red
With
Skull.
with reduce 1. Oh, to skull. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's that last year's CarlCon all webbed up. That's
Yeah, with
street art from
the snot
Sacramento.
one.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, this looks like this is going into Thanos.
Okay. I'm in.
So Thanos with 2 blocks. I think Pete has 4, which means we're gonna have 1 coming through here. Yeah, just 1.
Uh,
Oh, only showing 3. Takes nothing.
I think now you kill skull and then just pray. I think you have to take this.
Yeah,
skull.
now you just attack Skull.
Yeah.
And you're kind of sad that you took the maximum movement, because if you were a little bit farther back, you could walk back to the other point.
That was the other thing I was thinking is that you definitely
but you
didn't
can't.
want to be.
There's no world where you can do that actually, because you still need 1 more power for the throw. The flat builder means that there's no world where spiking gets you anything.
Yep. It's a tough thing with spectacular is that you're rarely flush on power. It's only after you flipped.
Yeah.
The all webbed up is not a power gen. That's why Mass Menace is actually better for him than it is that all webbed up for
All
for
right.
power.
So he hit the elusive trigger. He's thinking about
Oh,
leaving.
okay.
I like
So
don't
he's gonna
hate
leave.
this.
And he's gonna hope to hit it again, which he has decent.
Hope to hit it
odds.
again, and if you don't hit it again, throw Thanos away. So Thanos has got to.
Yeah.
But it's just like, God, I hate that like Thanos is so hard to control with the double,
Yep.
with the being able to just like move himself too.
Yeah. Change it to allies only, and
Yeah, I agree. Check out my video where I fix the gems.
I mean that
Oh
wasn't my
no,
idea. Oh no, nothing. Just 1.
just 1. All right. Well, this means he has it automatic. Oh, there we go. 2.
Okay, so we got the elusive then.
What? Oh, is this dice we can't see must be a block?
Okay.
So I
I
break the
still
rules,
think he
and
got the elusive.
he did not hit the elusive. Ugh.
Oh, I thought I saw wild at first. Oh, that's full disaster for Jacob.
Okay. Well, if you deal 1 to him here, you just throw him into Thanos.
That's fair.
Oh, it looks like
Thanos
Tyson
and
didn't
him.
mark the damage either. Because he
Oh,
said 3, he said 2. All right, gets him anyway.
die.
Yep. All right, so he gets him anyway. All right.
That works.
Expensive and rough.
Okay, so what's Tyson's line here? Kill the black. Just kill Pete, right?
Oh, yeah, you just kill Pete, and then he has Black Cat to beat you with. He's not going to beat you with Black Cat.
I still
You
think
can
you
now
walk
just-
Black Cat up and punch the crap out of Thanos.
Yeah, you walk
6
up
by
Black Cat
leaders.
and you just attack Thanos.
Yeah.
And you tie the researcher.
Yep.
God, he still doesn't have priority.
Such a disaster.
I kind of think maybe you don't do that.
Okay.
It's what, turn 4? and he's going to score
or
3 to go to
3.
5, and you're going to go to 9. Uh, oh
Okay.
yeah, no, you just don't have enough. You don't have enough time.
No, no time. And I'm thinking that if you spike into Thanos because he's got some damage on him with the Pierce, 6 out the Pierce, maybe you can take the Researcher one more time. Because you're in Gambletown now.
Yeah, maybe you walk up and you see if you spike Thanos.
Yeah.
All right, that's dead,
Ugh.
Pete.
All right,
Yeah.
Felicia. Can you pull this off? Let's see. That's just one punch, right?
Maybe you walk onto the researcher because if you live through the first attack, like he only scores 1,
Uh-huh.
so you go to 3. Uh, I don't know. I think you're in Frown Town. I don't think you even make an attack. Maybe you make an attack against Black Cat here. Oh, Spider Tracker coming out.
Tracker.
I don't like this at all.
No.
I think this is bad. I think this is actively terrible.
What is this winning him?
It's
thinking that
forcing.
it
It's
avoids
forcing Cosmic Portal
Yeah.
for power, which I do not think is worth it. I understand the inclination because you don't want to take the attack, but like it's Thanos.
Yep. He's going to do it. But I will say it's just tough. When to use Tracker is a tough thing to get your brain around early into webs.
Yeah, I think you really gotta save it for Zemo here. Zemo's the only one that's gonna get got by it.
Yep. It's a card that ends up in my hand a lot.
Yeah,
but
I
still
like
the
this
threat of
decision
it.
from Tyson a lot. He's gonna push Cat away.
Yep.
And he's gonna space jam himself back onto the point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
So Cat can walk to the point,
or
I think
walk
you
and
just
stand
walk
on
onto the
the
top left and just kind of hope that he can't put it together in time.
Does she have? She only has 1 power. Yep.
Yeah, you're kind of donezo. Ugh, he's in bad shape. Oh boy. And it's just Web Warriors just out of resources.
All your people are down.
Yeah, he's got no bodies left. He has got it is Black Cat, Masked Menace, Patch Up, which he can't play. Brace, and then I guess maybe he's got some hope. But I think he's quickly like sand through your fingers.
Yeah. No, it was a great play from Tyson.
Yeah,
because
I think the
do
decision to
that
push
he
her
walks
away
and
instead of pulling her
spikes
in.
Thanos. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, because you're still all webbed up. Like, if she walks, if you like pull her in and your attack doesn't kill her, which it's
now
not
2/6
likely
die
to.
with pierces. It's.
Yeah, 2/6 die pierces like might put 3 damage on Thanos.
Right.
And then you're only scoring 1 point, and now Cat escaping. Like, if you don't kill Cat with the next activation, she just double runs, and I think you lose the game. All right, 1 to 3. Looks like we've got 5 to 9.
I just realized this is Scoundrels, and we didn't have a center objective on the board.
Oh yeah, where did that go?
I think they would have played the Researcher and forgot to put it there.
I think so too. I don't
It
know.
hasn't been there all game.
I think well, because Gwen scored the Researcher turn, so Jacob should have more points. Oh my.
Yeah, that could have changed everything.
I guess so. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. We are sure it's Scoundrels, right? Like, let's double check. It's possible that I said it wrong.
That's fair.
All right, let's go to the event. Round 1.
Scoundrels.
It does say Scoundrels?
Yep.
Oh, boy. Oh, well. I mean, at least it's not as bad as that one game in the NorCal Classic where they, like, Dynamo got a Phantom Power. They didn't put the drones out.
I
They
think it
like
just shows that
multiple
it's
times
easy
tried
to
to
make
double walk
mistakes, right?
with senators, and these are like top tier players. Like one of those guys is the best shield player in the world. Like
Yeah.
people make mistakes, and obviously, like it's
Yep.
way easy for us up in our ivory tower of commentary
Absolutely.
to
We're not.
talk
There's
about
no
what's going
pressure
on.
on us. We're watching what's happening. We're not making the choices. Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, like there's an expectation of like both players are trying their hardest and just like it's missed opportunities and whatnot. Like,
Yep. I mean, LVO finals last year, we know that there was like Hulk through twice and things like this, and this is the top players doing the top
yeah, on the
stuff.
biggest
So
stage. Yeah.
on the biggest stage, right? So it all, don't beat yourself up is the lesson when you make mistakes, right? Learn them and play better next time, and that's the right way to do it.
All right. So Zimbo just walks to there.
Yep.
Jacob passes back.
Interesting choice for Tyson to push the researcher toward for the extra points. I think he wants to end it sooner so that
I think
Bellinger can't
so.
just.
I think he could have just pulled it over. I don't.
He's giving up 2 points for now to try to score more later.
He played Dark
That's
Raid
kind of
on
the
Black
decision.
Cat.
Yeah, that's a
Sure did.
interesting use of power.
I mean,
His fellows are gonna say, "Don't do it," and give him his power back.
we'll see.
He's an honorable soul.
All right, they're figuring it out. They're realizing what's happening. All right, it's a Dark Raid on Black Cat. Yep,
It's a legal play.
you're allowed to do that. It's like the like what is my duty of care when I'm attacking someone with Namor that I've just spiked off the table and they like play Odin's on it or Dream,
Yep.
and I'm like, what? Like, do I go? Are you sure? Or do I just?
On
Do I
a
just?
on a league night, you should say, "Are you sure?" At a big event, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I also don't know how I like get out of the social contract with that with any kind of respect left in
Right.
tow.
It's tough.
It was like yeah. Yeah, so yeah, so because he's gonna hold Thanos for last every activation here,
Yep.
there's just no way that Frelinger can score any more points.
Yep. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
impossible.
and Tyson's gonna score 4 every turn. He'll tie
Yep.
this turn, and then
Yep.
he'll go on. So they're just gonna call it.
Makes sense.
They've mathed it out. It's over.
Well, it was a rough game. I think Jacob, spoilers, he's just won an LVO qualifier this week in Portland
Oh,
with his webs. So he's
nice.
definitely learned a lot with webs. So I think it's been a great learning experience here for him. I think this is like his 4th webs game here.
Mhm.
So he's still unpacking the affiliation. And yeah, but it's still a solid game. I think there's some good plays. Tyson beat the crud out of him with the dice, and
Mhm.
that's what Thanos does.
I think it's really just that like Red Skull's the master of the beach, and like there's no way
Yep.
to deal with that if you're a web warrior.
Throwing sand in people's eyes and
Yeah,
running.
you don't even need pocket sand. You just need it's just sand everywhere.
It's just sand there. Yeah. Perfect.
All right, so
Oh.
look out for game number 2 coming your way. I believe it has everyone's favorite Asgard in it, and I think it's another
Ooh,
Cabal
spicy.
game.
Cool.
So I think it's Cabal Asgard in our next one. Be on the lookout for that coming out shortly. And with that, be on the lookout for CarlCon next year, our CarlCon
Yep.
2025, 64 people, hopefully. And
Hopefully
definitely going to be awesome boards for
that's
sure.
the game plan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Uh,
excited for the community to see some of the new ones that are coming in the next videos too, because there's a couple of new ones that I'm having fun with, and I'm excited to see these games because I haven't seen them. So thanks for doing the recording here, and thanks for having me on.
no problem. And guys, don't forget that fun is a finite resource.